Hey everybody, so I wanted to make a different video today that I feel as though I'm very knowledgeable in, considering that I have worked in a movie theater for the past couple of years. I'm an avid movie lover, I'm a movie reviewer, and I really stay intact of what all these other theater chains and what the state regulations are for many theaters within the United States and even some across in foreign markets. And I feel as though this is a video that I want to give out to people. A lot of people don't know that the movie theaters are open. I mean, there are some parts of the United States that aren't open at all, and even some foreign markets aren't open. But I just wanted to have this just in case when it does open in an area near you, do you go to the movies or you don't go to the movies? And I'm going to give the most unbiased and really productive review of this as best as I can. So I'll say this. Personally, I do think it's safe to go to the movies. And the reason why I say this is because movie theater chains and the small independent movie theaters are doing an amazing job to stay open. And the thing is, they need to stay open. They rely solely on people coming in, paying for concessions, and then seeing a movie. They can't afford to be shut down again because the movie theater industry is already slowly declining. Even though they're making tons and tons of money, it's a slow decline that has theater owners worried, and it has all these big chains worried about it. And now we're seeing the rise of streaming. They're going to do whatever it takes to keep people in there, and that's keeping their employees on sanitizing as much as possible, changing out air filter systems within their auditoriums, making sure that safe distance is required between people around. People are wearing their masks. And I think that is the biggest key right there, because if there is a complaint that happens and some news media outlet finds out, or someone that's big in the community that can get something done about it, that theater is going to close down. And theaters are doing whatever it takes to make sure that doesn't happen. And another thing too is that many theaters have online seating, reserved seating. So when you buy a ticket online, it will actually take out 1 to 2 seats on the left of you and on the right of you because of social distancing. And I think it is a really awesome tool. Many theaters are lowering down their capacity. So different theater chains are going to 50%, 40%, 30%. And every state is different of what they're doing if that state is open for theaters. But I think it is a nice thing that they're doing because they're realizing that they're trying to follow the CDC guidelines. They're trying to make sure it's safe for everybody and that everyone can at least try to enjoy the movie, even if they don't have all the amazing perks of the movie experience that the movie theater is so amazing for having. I'd say the pros of it really is that you're going to be going when no one else is going. And you could say like, well, if I say this now, then everyone's going to start going. But to be honest, there's a lot of people that are still scared of going to movies. And there's a lot of movies that aren't just coming out at all. So if you start going now, a lot of showtimes you'll go to might just have 2 or 3 people. And if there's a movie that you really want to see and there's a bunch of showtimes for, pick just a random showtime. If there's a bunch of 7 o'clock, 7:15, 7:30, 7:45, just go for the 7:45. I guarantee no one's going to show up to that one. So definitely try to take advantage of that. And also, if you're like me and you want to go to the movie theater and you don't want anyone to be there, which is sometimes highly unlikely, it's a really good time to have that experience and just not to be bothered by anybody. The only cons of this really is that you just got to watch out for other people and just making sure that you're doing what you're doing. My experiences so far have been really great. I haven't had any issues with anybody when I've gone to see a movie, which is awesome. The only other cons is that some theaters aren't selling concessions. There are some theaters in certain states that are very limited on what they can sell. And it definitely stinks when the movie industry relies on the purchases of concessions. So it definitely is going to bring down that cap sale that a lot of these theaters rely on. So if they do have concessions, please support these cinemas. They have not been open. And if they do have nice, warm, buttery popcorn and you just want to get a nice Coke with it, please just do that, unless you really don't want to. But if you're kind of in the mood for it, just do it, because it really is just going to help the movie industry jump back up, and that is just what they're hoping for. The only other cons I would say is if there's no theaters around you, it's gonna be kind of terrible for a while, because especially if you want to go to the movies and where you may live may not have a movie theater open. So after a while, when all these big movies are coming out and then one near your area finally opens, you're gonna want to go, but then you're like, oh man, there's just all these movies coming out. You feel behind, and maybe you just have that drive to go see all these movies, but maybe you don't. So those are kind of some of the cons there. Overall, I really do think if you're a person that just really enjoys the movies, just go and see a movie. There are plenty of decent movies out right now. I mean, there's only a few movies, and mostly you should just go see Tenet, because Tenet's amazing. You should probably see it 3 times, but that's just me. So definitely, I would say just be careful and just know how you are when you are out, because if you know when you go to restaurants or any other kind of place and you already feel a little uncomfortable, then just stay home and don't even worry if you don't want to go, because no one's going to judge you if you really don't feel safe going to a movie theater. And to the people that do, they're just ignorant and they're just narrow-minded and they just don't see the way you do. But if you are comfortable enough and you're excited to go see a movie, just social distance, wear a mask, be comfortable, and I just hope you have a good time at the movies. And this is just from somebody that loves seeing movies. And if it really weren't that safe, I probably really wouldn't make this whole giant of a video. I would just tell you not to go, and I probably wouldn't be reviewing movies. But I think that theaters are really doing a good job of making sure this happens and that we don't get a full shutdown again. So let me know, are you guys going to go back to the movie theaters? Did you guys know that movie theaters were open? I would love for you guys to comment down below and we could talk about it. And if there's people that are from different states, I would love to know what your situation is. What is the situation in your little town or city? Because I may not be, culturally sound to every other state that is happening around the country, or even in foreign markets. I would love to know what's going on over there, because that is the great thing about cinema. It can bring every kind of person to the table for movies, and I would love to hear about it. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It means the world that you guys have subscribed, liking my videos, and just being the best all the way around. And as always, if you really enjoyed the video, I'll see you guys in the next one.